Okay, folks. All right. Cool. I just woke up. All right, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Consider this the substitute live stream for Wednesday night since I didn't watch the episode live. I watched it like around midnight when I woke up. But yeah, we had a good episode, but you can tell by the title of this live stream, I wanted to focus specifically on Karen and the fact that after rewatching some scenes from season 4, this woman never wanted a baby. Correction, she never wanted to be Aaron's baby daddy. She wanted to be Zach's baby mama. See, I want I want to ask you a question. When you say that, have you do you remember the what was it? Look, I watched a bunch of scenes from a bunch of episodes in like the past 2 days, so I might be wrong on something. But at the end, see, I originally thought the season 3 finale was when Karen revealed she was pregnant, and then season 4, episode 1 was the pregnancy test. But no, season 3, episode 20 was when she said, "I'm pregnant." Episode 21 was Zach's reaction, and then he ran to get a pregnancy test or a bunch of pregnancy tests. Karen said, "I'm not getting any younger, Zach." I know. And I always thought that if I ever did have a baby, I'd want it to be yours. Bull crap. Zach's reaction said it all. Are you sure about that? That to me, that indicated while these two had their on and off for like what 3 years, a baby never came up in discussion. And after looking at some more scenes for because after looking at some more scenes for context, you could tell the only reason Karen agreed to go through this pregnancy because Zach was the one that asked, "So what you going to do?" "It's on you." "Oh, it's on me? I ain't getting no abortion." I never said that. And then Zach pretty much said, "Look, just call me when you figure out what my role is going to be." Your role. Yeah, if it's like money, take care of the child, to be in the child's life as a father, basically talk things over with the preacher before you decide on what to do. And while they're waiting for like the pregnancy test results, because remember she had the stick and she set it on the counter and was waiting, she's like, my life wasn't supposed to be like this, which to me indicated, yeah, you didn't want to get knocked up like this. But the only reason she wanted to have this baby, and look, if you forgot, I get it. Guess what? Me of all people, I forgot too. Because remember, this was season 3, like 5-6 seasons ago. I'm talking like 2021, give or take. So almost half a decade ago. I forgot. This was the new Zach. This was a Zach who had just won in the stock market. He wasn't a millionaire yet. I don't think he hit millionaire status until season 4. But this was a Zach that Karen dreamed about. This was the Zach she thought she could mold the no good bum on a bicycle into. And I remember fans, because I had to go look through some of my old videos, and I was looking at the comments and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Fans weren't rocking with this pregnancy because they could see right through it. If at that point in time, if Zach was still the same person, no money, no car, riding around ATL on that bicycle, bet money Karen would have aborted that baby like that. Two key reasons why she wanted to go through with the pregnancy. Number one, as I just mentioned, this was the new Zach, a Zach with money, a Zach that seemed more mature, a Zach with a new car, a new suit, everything, all that. Karen wanted a piece of that pie because she felt she deserved it. Number two, and this is the most important reason, this was at a time, remember, season 3 mid-season finale, Zach handed her that $72,000 check. They had a clean split mid-season finale, but for whatever reason, when the show came back the very next episode, Karen's freaking out because Zach blocked her number. She goes to the airport to get Danny to call Zach, and this was the beginning of the, we need to talk. About what? I need you to tell me you don't want me no more, that you don't want to see me no more, that you don't love me no more. That was her whole stick the entire duration of the back half of that season. That entire back half of the season. So to me, her saying that, I ain't getting any younger, and if I wanted to have a baby, it'd be with you. This was her way of either getting Zach back or keeping ties with him. But, like I said, Zach made it clear, even if you have this baby, we're not getting back together. So from the jump, Zach let Karen know, hey, just tell me what you need and I'll provide. But as we go into season 4, which again, this is what really opened my eyes, because yes, I talked about all this stuff, but it's been years. Further solidifies what me and a lot of fans felt, in that Karen would weaponize this child to make Zach's life a living hell. The number of times this woman would randomly pop up at Zach's house. Remember, Zatima didn't move in yet. The number of times she would pop up at Zach's house. We need to talk about this baby. No, you don't. You only popped up to stir the pot, to get under Zatima's skin, to, flaunt that non-existent baby bump around. That's all you would do. You would look for any excuse to raise hell. That's it. And remember, this was at a time where she was fully embracing the notion that Zach was the father. That's something I wish we would know. Like, imagine if twins were imagine if twins weren't brought into the picture. Imagine if Tyler and the writers, technically speaking, they only had one baby, given one survived, but let's say for the sake of season 3 to season 9, one baby, no twins, just one baby. I really do wonder who the father would have been, because we don't know. We just know from seasons 3 to 7, one baby, but then magically it was 2. So if that's one question I'd like to ask Tyler. Now, when you wrote Karen to be pregnant, did you already have the long game in mind, like of who the baby daddy was? Or did the twin thing just come out of nowhere? Yeah, she used the baby as an excuse. Yeah, Zatima was upstairs, because remember, she came over there in one last ditch effort trying to get Zach back, reminding him of the twist, their cycle where they would break up and get back together. This is when Zach even said, Karen, something's wrong with you, because like the way you're acting, this isn't like you at all. She's crying and all. And then that's when Zatima was on the balcony. And then when she comes downstairs, they go at it. And then Heather shows up with the baby. They got out of jail the same day. Yeah, that's right. It's like, stop playing and come home. This man is home, in his own home, a home you can't kick him out of. I don't know if they're going to have a funeral for the baby. I don't believe Tyler could find twins to play the part. I don't know about that. You're absolutely right. If you go back and rewatch key scenes from both of those seasons, see that here's the problem because I made the Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook group post. For the most part, people are like, "Yo, you right on the money, 100%." For those who like disagree or feel like I'm being out of pocket, or as a man, you shouldn't discard a woman's postpartum. Some people literally said, "Yo, the problem is people are sympathizing with Karen for what she's going through presently without realizing if I go back several seasons, you could tell Karen never wanted this. I'm not fit to be a mom, or you deserve better, or this isn't the way it was supposed to be." All things she has recently said. That's because of the fact that things did not go the way they in her mind that they were supposed to. Yeah, sometimes the verbiage of the words don't make sense. Like when she came at the office. I remember that. Talking about some dang email with the DNA test results. Yeah, Jasmine, it was season 4. I can't recall the exact episode. But remember, she popped up trying to get Zach back. And then she left in a huff when Heather and Michael showed up. Then that's the thumbnail of this live stream, by the way. When she went over to Andy's house, a damn mess, acting like she was the victim. No, you went over to that house trying to steal another woman's man back while she was home. And then you got blindsided by Michael and Heather, and then you walk away like you're the victim. How many times did Karen say, "You know what, I'm done," or "Fatima, you can have him," or "Zach, my child and I don't need you. We don't need your money. I don't want anything from you." But then just like that, I'm going to take you to court for everything you got. That little $4,000 a month, that ain't going to be enough. This woman would not. I said this when she was pregnant. This woman don't need no baby because she's not going to love that baby properly. If it's Zach's baby, she's going to use it against him. If it's Aaron's baby, she's going to resent that child because it's not a baby with the man she wanted. Karen Mott did not need to be a mother. I'm not saying I wish both babies didn't make it, but I'm just saying she's not fit to be a mom. Just like Danny isn't fit to be in a relationship. A toxic cycle, as Karen actually was trying to normalize to this. I mean, to be fair, AG, it was normal to them. But the thing is, Zach finally got out of that cycle. That's the worst trait of all of these women. They will play these hard to get toxic games with relatively good men. And then they will get in their feelings when the man is tired of the merry-go-round. It's like, I'm not getting anywhere with this woman. I'm either going to move on to someone else. I'm going to leave the town or whatever. And then that woman will get jealous, call them everything but a child of God, and then act like they're the victim. But when it comes to the wrong man, whether it be Gary or whoever else, they will just toss themselves at that man's feet. They will do anything for that man. And then when they get hurt, they cry about wanting a good man. Shut the hell up. Yeah, she wanted the new Zach, but she didn't deserve him. I don't know why she don't get Madam to take care of this crap. Because Madam was going season 5 during that whole letter reading bull crap. Remember when Miss Lisa had Aaron and Zach come over? Fatima was invited, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she was invited. Madam wanted to show up. I was so pissed off because remember, this is when Madam showed up and she went over to Deja's place to get her straight. Because remember, Karen still doesn't know about Fatima and her backstory and her connections. Andy tried to look, Karen, I'm telling you, you don't want to mess with Fatima. Oh, what's she going to do? Karen, nah. If Karen knew, She wouldn't have been doing all that bull crap. Look, I will say this. If Karen knew about Fatima and Madam and all that stuff, she would have been in line. She wouldn't have been popping up on nobody. She would have been way less stressed, and she probably would have had both babies successfully. Absolutely right. Madam's like, Fatima, go over there so you know both sides of it. And if you're wondering, yes, I've recorded like 20 or 30 videos over the past couple days. I just got it. They're all right here. And yes, I do have my Beyond the Gates reviews from Thursday and Friday. I just got to edit and post. Hey, how's it going, folks? Feel free to donate. Yeah, YouTube kept emailing me about whenever I do a live stream, I could post a goal. I don't know. Whether it be like super chats or subscriber counts or whatever. Hey, you just being here works because I'm happy folks showed up. Honestly, the episode was great Wednesday. And if you watch my review, which you definitely should have, you could tell I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. For one, I'm happy that the Sabrina scene was very brief. It was at the start of the episode. And that was it. But we still got more stupidity next week. Fatima talking about going into her hoe phase or whatever, just stupid. Miss Lisa is a tough old bird, but she ain't got nothing on Madam. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm talking about Sabrina. Yeah, Sabrina, Penelope, and Rich. Like, there is, after this last episode, there is no feasible reason why Penelope and Rich need to be in the show anymore. And Danny tripping. Watch her dump Tony. Watch her dump Tony. And this man gave up his job because you inspired him. I don't know why she tripping. She was the one that said, quit your job. I'm not going to Alaska. And now that he's done it, no, the reason she's uncertain right now is because now she's truly stuck with him. Tony should have quit his job for himself. I don't really have it about Maurice. What's that dude's name? Grayson? Not that I even care about that character or their dynamic, but he probably isn't even in the show anymore. What I really loved is how Danny checked on Zach, just like Zach went to the airport to check on her when she was going through anxiety over the coffee thing. Grayson left because of Maurice. I honestly don't even remember him leaving. I remember this guy would like leave for the flimsiest of reasons, and it was stupid. Like, I can't believe Maurice moved him in. Thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. Karen is already presenting the baby that she got. Wait. You said presenting. Do you mean resenting? Yeah, Danny and Zach are like one of the best duos. But remember that clip from an Instagram live of KJ saying that this season there's going to be some tension and a bond with a fan favorite? It's Fatima. It could be some sort of jealousy because Fatima knocked it out of the ballpark with K-Dubs. And K-Dubs, said, hey, I want to tell all the other players to come see you. Aaron is going to take his baby. Can you blame him? If the mama ain't breastfeeding or anything and doesn't want to even acknowledge the baby, come on now. It was a cute moment, but I can't ignore the fact that she was a complete bitch all last season. To Robin specifically. Free my girl. What do you mean free your girl? From what? I don't think it's that Karen isn't fit to be a mom. It's just that she doesn't want to be a mom to his child. I really wish we got to hear what Aaron was about to tell Miss Lisa before he stopped himself. Yeah, I mean, because Fatima checked Hayden for trying to undermine her and clown her, but Andy, like I do have a video on that as well. I said something to the effect of, I think Andy is going to find herself in a tough situation, because if she decides to proceed with this lawsuit against Dr. Cruz, Benson and maybe some of the other partners who might be golfing buddies with Dr. Cruz might slap it down. They might be like, hey, you're partner now, Andy, but remember, things of this caliber can be outvoted by the rest of us. And on top of that, if Andy, I don't know, decides to pursue this, her job could be on the line. So despite the Marie Willis and all the other clients she brought, I think this could be a situation where her career could be in danger. So in order to get back in good terms with the partners, she might try to swoop in and take all of Fatima's potential clients for herself. And then Fatima's going to be like, girl, what's that about? After everything I did? Like, what was happening? I hope Gary is gone for a long time. I'm more interested in Andy's career than her relationships, because I want to see what is her perspective on her job going to be now, knowing that she's sitting at the table that she has done anything and everything to get to. She's partner now. How is she going to feel sitting in the same room with individuals who disregard the lives of Black women just because they're golfing buddies with a doctor? This this is giving Joan from Girlfriends vibes, but in a much more compelling story. Andy might end up quitting and starting her own firm because she finds out being a partner isn't what she thought it would be. Kind of in the same way Joan worked her way up, made partner, but then opted to go, you know what, this isn't for me, and then quit. Technically, Zach saved Andy from Jasmine. Michael is with his aunt. Yeah, so that could mean if continuity lines up in Zatima season 4, Zach does lose full custody, and it's more like a joint custody thing. Now, whether or not that includes child support, I don't know. Fatima just looked it over because Andy was busy working on the Karen situation, the lawsuit against Dr. Cruz. And Fatima said she would pass it along to Andy, but after only a few moments of looking at the paperwork, she could tell it felt like the New Edition movie. This contract is crap. Like, basically, they own you, and if you screw up one time, basically, if you make headlines for the wrong reason just one time, or you become a hashtag, you're done. They can give you the boot to protect and preserve the organization, and you won't get any money. Oh man. Oh, keep the comments coming. I'm reading through them. Oh yeah, because at first he thought she was Andy, but some fans are like, Zach, you better come out of that funk. You got some competition. And let's be real, K Dubs took one look at Fatima and was like, dang. Now he said he has a whole bunch of other team players he wants to send in her direction. Now Fatima has said she dated ball players before. Aaron had a backbone in season 1 and some of season 2. But after he started going, you know what? I got to prove to her that I'm better than Zach. That's when he lost it. And look, I'm not mad at Aaron for kind of biting his tongue. It's all a bit too soon. But at some point, he's going to reach a breaking point of, yeah, you know what? This whole thing is like, you can't just neglect our daughter like this. Sorry about that. I'm reading the message because people are asking me, yo, what are the ratings for season 9? I have no idea. It's like the usual sites I go to, they haven't updated ratings since like mid season 8. You're not wrong, Belinda, because what is it? Zach, Bryce, and Preston, they don't own like an entire office space. They own some of they own some space at the office building. So yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, because she's like in, what did he say? She's in a daze walking around doing stuff she doesn't usually do. Seeing that baby messed her up. But I feel like this is just a reminder of this is she has to realize this isn't just about her anymore. She got a baby and a baby daddy, but it ain't Zach. She's stuck with this. Yeah, he can only suppress his feelings for so long. At some point, it's like, look, you need to snap out of it. He might get some hate for that, but he's not wrong. Like, we got a child now. I mean, I don't know if it's because you lost forever or because you no longer have ties to Zach. Somebody need to call her out. I mean, not yet. It's too soon. But you get what I'm saying. Yo, this got me thinking though. So remember, she gave birth. She saw forever at the end of episode 3. The beginning of episode 4, we learned that a few days have passed between episodes. So while Karen was in the hospital still, did she just never once hold Faith? I mean, I'd like to think so. Maybe, her and Aaron came up with the name together because this just based on her not interacting since they got home, it does make me wonder when they were still in the hospital, did she ever interact with Faith at all? Jasmine, I said the same damn thing. Okay, to be fair though, Fatima sent like 20 messages, so Robin's voicemail would have been like at the bottom. But for her to not listen to the voicemail for days made zero sense. Also, if you really want Robin, I'm pretty sure he's a phone call or text message away. You could just explain, hey, I got abducted and almost murdered. That's why, and I was coming to the hotel. Yeah, they do bring the baby to you. So, yeah. Hey, Jessica, you said that Karen ain't see that baby until they got in the car to go home. I bet she didn't even sit in the same. I bet she didn't sit in the back seat with the baby. I bet she sat in the front seat and was looking this way the entire time. Mama Lisa's just blind. I get it though. Don't get me wrong. Karen lost one of her daughters Miss Lisa almost lost her daughter and both grandkids. Remember that. Don't forget that, because they were talking about how Karen already lost one baby. They got to do an emergency C-section, and if it doesn't go well, Miss Lisa could die too. No. I'm not going to say I'm sick of Miss Lisa, because I like the fact that she allowed Aaron to feel his feelings, because usually the accountant or this guy's no good. But now they're in it together because Karen won't do anything. So well, didn't Miss Lisa said, let's try breastfeeding again, meaning that Karen probably attempted it but didn't want to do it? You're not wrong. Miss Lisa does enable that damn daughter of hers. Sophia, the only way Karen will bounce back is to get some tough love. That's the only way. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miss Lisa's hurt too. And I get it. Look, don't get me wrong now, because she's been insufferable because she pampers Karen. And also, she doesn't know the full story. When she came back into town in season 5, she assumed that Karen was left high and dry and Zach found another woman, not knowing Karen dumped him, was fooling around with the preacher, and then Zach moved on. But no, she has this victim mentality. Like the moment Miss Lisa or Aaron or anybody tells Karen, look, no one is acting like you didn't lose a baby, but you got to get it together for the baby you have here. She's going to cry victim. I lost the baby. Y'all don't care. No, y'all acting like she didn't exist. No, we are realizing that one of your babies did exist and she needs her mother, meaning that you need to get it together. This isn't like the days when you just go around ATL raising hell whenever you felt like it. No, this baby is here and you just got to deal with it. Yeah, Karen's the only child. Oh yeah, she ran from that baby. No. I bet money when all the girls come over there, Danny's going to be the real one, and then Sabrina and Andy are going to tell, stop it, Danny. That's what they're going to do. And then way down the line, Andy or Sabrina will say exactly what Danny said, and then it will work. That's how it's always been. Danny will say what needs to be said. They'll tell her to be quiet. They'll just coddle Karen or Andy, depending on which girl is in a funk. And then a season or two later, the same girl that said, shut up, Danny, says exactly what Danny says. And then they're like, Danny, why are you so quiet? Well, I mean, you're just saying exactly what I said, but the last time I talked, you told me to be quiet. That's how it's always done. No, Karen ain't got no brother. Yeah, they need to do something. I will say this much. If Karen does become unstable, you can't blame Aaron for this, because we know Aaron has a tendency of potentially driving women to the breaking point. But Karen did this to her damn self. I think she's crumbling. I don't know you well enough to have a baby with you. Aaron was the rebound. Now he's the baby daddy. And the man you wanted to stay with forever, he's gone because you lost that baby. Karen didn't fail as a mother. She failed in keeping a tight grip to Zach. I'm just going to assume that was retcon. Yeah, they can't stay around forever. Sharon, I said the same thing as soon as Karen said that dumb shit, I immediately said, if you didn't know him well enough to have a baby, you should have kept your legs closed. You're not wrong. That with Michael, I said if Karen was with Zach, she would have never been as accommodating as Fatima was. She would have neglected that poor boy, probably even worse than a Heather. She would not waste a single opportunity to scowl at Michael or throw Michael in Zach's face. Forever Taylor my ass. That's the crazy part, Jessica. This could have played out exactly the way Karen wanted had she not had sex with Aaron. And she only did it because she was mad about Zach and Fatima. That's all it was. Yeah, every chance she got, she would have threw it in Zach's face. She's not fit to be a mom. Never was. She has too much bitterness and anger inside of her. Oh man. No, I have not watched Miss Governor. I will. Don't worry, I will. It's just my nephew's like he's not coming back till tomorrow. I think at this point he's done like staying here for long periods of time, which is good because stay with grandma, stay with your mom. Like he'll probably stay, because he'll get on the bus in the morning because my sister's like, because he's not worried about like staying home by himself, like down at the house and whatnot, because he's going to high school. He's older now, so thank you. Yeah, my reviews and commentary. Mm-hmm. I really want to do interviews. I got to get back into the game. I know some people interview like Beyond the Gates cast and whatnot. I need to get on the interview bag. Karen needs to stay the hell away from Zach and Fatima. After maybe her and Zach have a conversation. Like, to be fair, we don't even know if Zach and Karen talked in the hospital between episodes 3 and 4 about losing their baby. Like, I don't know. For all we know, Zach don't need to be on that. I'm not in love with Karen, but I still got love for Karen. Like, Zach, you've come too far at this point in the show. You do not need to give this woman false hope because she's in a very delicate. I know you're in a delicate state right now. I know she's in a delicate state right now, but you just need to have one talk to get some closure and move on. Like, don't say anything that could be misconstrued. Better yet, you might not want to have that conversation by yourself. Have, I don't know, Fatima, Aaron, Miss Lee, have somebody there like on the sidelines to kind of reel Karen in after they have a conversation. And then we know how delusional Karen is. She will take something that Zach says and run with it. But then again, Zach doesn't help his case, like the way he reacted after the salon fire. No, I'm glad Danny stopped him from blaming himself. Yo, I was doing too much. I stressed her out. No. This conversation is tired. Actually, not sleepy. I woke up. So delusional AF. Yeah, exactly. Talking about the conversation is tired. So is the subject of Zach and Karen. Yet here we are in season 9, and we still got drama surrounding the two. Tony should be on Sistas for Zach's support. If memory serves, the first time they even interacted was at the baby shower. Here's something I'm curious about. Karen was pissed off when Danny blabbed about her having 2 baby daddies. It wasn't your look. I agree. It was not Danny's story to tell, but we know how Karen is. In my personal opinion, I don't think she would have told a soul that she had 2 baby daddies until after the babies were born. Up until this point, she kept saying Zach's babies, Zach's babies, Zach's babies. So I don't know if she would have announced it pre-baby shower or what, but it would have been extremely awkward for her to come back from, come back to work or whatever. And hey, how's the baby? What did you and Zach name the babies and whatnot? And it's like, it's going to be incredibly awkward. Well, actually, y'all, I lost Zach's baby. Okay, what about the other one? You still got a baby, right? But it's Aaron's baby. She wasn't going to tell anybody. She was not going to tell anybody. Yeah, what was it? Aaron, Zach, Fatima. I'm surprised that she even called up Aaron. I'm surprised. Well, no. She told Zach because she was upset that Fatima came with him. Like you weren't invited. So she was honestly only going to tell the baby daddies. Michelle, he overheard Sabrina yelling like a moron about the situation. Zach got hit with a double whammy. One of the babies was a stillborn, and Karen might die. He got hit with both of those, so I can't say that he got upset about Karen possibly dying. No, he found out one baby was a stillborn, and Karen might die at the same time. No, she did not. She kept saying until he finally got a backbone and told her ass off at the salon. And I feel like that's what needs to happen right now. Well, not now, but soon if she doesn't shape up. Miss Lisa. Wait, did she tell? Oh, you're right. Because Miss Lisa came to the apartment to check on Karen, and she was dumbfounded after finding out about Zach only being the father of one. Maddie, here's the difference though. Zach has been through so many losses in such a short amount of time. I don't honestly think that he's upset about losing his connection to Karen. He's upset because he lost his daughter. If nothing else, Zach, he feels his feelings. Like when he's happy, oh, he's over the moon. When he's upset, everybody's going to know. But how, like he said, how do you cope with losing something that you never had? Like he never had a chance to hold his daughter when she was alive. He never got to look in her eyes or like I can't sit up here and act like he's doing too much when I'm not. And I know you're like, well, you can call out Karen, but not Zach. There's a difference though. And it's not because he's a man and she's a woman. It goes deeper than that. Yeah, it's about the loss of his daughter. Like he said, custody for Michael, losing his mom. Low key thinking that he killed his brother and just so many other factors. Thank you. He keeps getting hit one after another. And like every time he thinks he goes one step forward, he goes 12 steps back because life beats his ass. And that's the thing, though. Karen still has one daughter that made it. Zach has a baby on the way. So, like, I love what Danny said. It's okay to sit in your emotions right now, but you better not stay there because you got another chance. You and Fatima have a baby on the way and whatnot. Showcasing that, don't bottle it up, don't ignore it, but you do have to move on at some point. Yeah, he's been a great dad to Michael, who said he's not ready to be a father. High highs and low lows. That's Zach's life in a nutshell. Yeah, Purple Up. I did see that clip. Dimitri, I'm so glad they don't have to deal with this because I hated Fatima, Karen, and whoever else guilt tripping Zach into thinking he's responsible for both of those babies. That was some of the dumbest writing in the entire show. Maddie, the thing about it is, Karen's feelings now aren't about everything she's been through. Like Aaron's ex-wife shooting herself in front of her. That woman's brother breaking into her house trying to kill her and she had to shoot him. Almost dying in the salon fire. And a bunch of other things I can't remember. Her feelings are almost always linked to Zach in some way. Yeah, he does have a win. Don't get me started. I'm pissed off that Fatima's pregnancy was revealed off screen. I can't remember the last time Michael was in the show outside of when Deja was watching him or when he said nuggets. I forgot. I have no idea what would have happened if Zach never went to Chain Breakers that night and met Fatima. Yeah, I mean, Demetria, Karen was acting like both her babies will be raised under the same roof. No, you got two baby daddies. I'm sure for the most part they would be at your place, but to act like Zach won't take only his daughter from time to time, or Aaron would. I mean, Aaron would take both. We know Aaron. He's like, I'll step up, and it's like, no. I mean, Zach, he has no obligation. It reminded me. I remember getting flack, and I said, Zach has no obligations to that other child. I'm pretty sure he's not going to neglect that child, like act like she doesn't exist. But in terms of like child support or things like that, that he's only responsible for one. It's like that viral clip from a couple years ago where that one guy stopped by his baby mama's apartment or whatever with McDonald's for his child, and she took the food and like threw it across the sidewalk and dumped the soda out. And it's like, no, that man is only responsible for his kid, not the other 3 or 4 you got up in there. Him and his 10 speed. Yes, you are right, Miss. It's funny. I always laugh at that. I said Miss Lisa unknowingly trying to level up Zach for her daughter set him on a path to meet the right one. I agree. They need to give Zach some lenient. See, that's why I loved watching those scenes from seasons 3 and 4 because I'm like, dang, this is when Zach and Fatima were happy for the most part. It's like they as a couple, chemistry was fire, communication was fire, everything. It was just outside forces, Karen, that was causing shit. But now they just ruined it. Zach said, yeah, I'm going to set a trust aside for my half of the baby. And then Karen was on that whole, there is no half. Man, you go to the court of law. Oh, it will be half. They were tripping, talking about some 2 baby. Man, you can miss me with that. I thought the baby did too. Like in the promo, we saw that Karen was standing over the crew and started breaking down, and maybe seeing her isn't stable right now. Oh, there we go. There we go. They always do. It's awful. Yeah. Yeah, I got the message again. Okay, should be good. Yeah, hit the thumbs up button, please. You'll get more videos from me soon. I think what I'll do, because since I woke up, I haven't eaten since breakfast. I might fix something small. Probably some broccoli, boiled eggs, and clams. I can't wait to get these shelves organized behind me. I don't know how Danny kept them as friends either. Honestly, she's better friends with Sabrina than any of the other two. So Whip, I'll take a couple more comments. We've been up here for almost an hour. I think we had a good talk. Honestly, all the girls click with Fatima except for Karen. And that's out of spite. It's like Danny said, Fatima would have been part of this circle except for your bitterness. She would have been part of that circle a long time ago. Yeah, she's jealous. That's the only reason why she isn't part of the group. That's what made it annoying. Look, I ain't got a problem with you. She a cool chick, yet you act like a total B every time she's around, or even you call her out of her name for no reason. But hey, it's like I said, Karen ain't pregnant no more, nor is she the mother of Zal. So if she wants to run her mouth to Fatima, she'll get popped in the jaw. So she better watch out. All right, see you later. Yeah, she tripping. I can't believe Superman's already on, what is it, digital? I don't know. I ain't buying it though. All right. Well, like I said, I'm about to fix me a little something to eat, and then edit these Beyond the Gate reviews and go about my night. But thanks so much for tuning in. Like I said, this is like a makeup live stream because I didn't do one on Wednesday, but hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, I got a lot of videos to edit and post between now and Wednesday's episode. The father of my child. Yeah, we don't. All right, take care, y'all. Oh yeah, also if you go back to school soon, have a good first day. Like I said, my nephew starts high school on Monday, and I think he already has his sleeping pattern intact. He's ready for it. It's a nice school, so yeah.